And we are live. And we are live. So, just doing a quick 10-minute live stream, just answering some questions I saw on Reddit. I'm noticing there's always thousands of questions each day, and I can contribute to them by just answering them right here on this YouTube live stream. So, let's get on to it. Do you need progressive overload while on a 20% cut, or can you lift 2 reps shy of failure on every set of every session? Well, if you're on a 20% cut, depends on your goals. If you're more focused on hitting a certain amount of body weight, I would prioritize that versus focusing on what you need to do on a program because that's a lesser goal. And focusing on one more than the other will help you have more consistent result, and it's more measurable, it's more specific, and you won't disappoint yourself if you reach for too many things at one time. So it's more about choosing one goal or the other versus should you progressive overload with 10, 15, 20% cut, 25% cut. Yeah. If you have any questions, just leave them in the screen, leave them in the chat, and I can read them off too. Are chest flies bad for shoulders? I mean, if you are protracting them, if you have an existing shoulder injury, they normally hit the anterior part of your chest, so your anterior delts will have some direct work, but unless you're massively have weak ligaments or some sort of musculoskeletal issue, most likely not. For the past 2 weeks in chest workouts, I've been consistently getting tired in the left than the right. I'm not consciously doing anything different than ever, and I'm really focusing on contracting my right pec. But I would, it's just like the left wants to carry. What should I do? So if you have unilateral weaknesses, it's definitely something to focus on, and it's something you have to scale back a little bit. Do unilateral work, see if there's actually a strength issue or if it's a motor control issue, and then from that point on, you can make the decision. Has anyone noticed a difference in their ability to complete a workout after changing the time in which they complete the workout? So I'm thinking this is a morning versus evening type of workout. For me, no. And for a lot of people, they might say they could feel more lethargic or sleepy at certain times of the day, but usually this shouldn't have a drastic difference. What does the rate of how aggressive I can be on my cut without losing a fair bit of muscle and strength depend on? Is it how overweight, how much body fat I have, or is it how I trained I am? I'm a mid novice lifter. So it's about aggressive cutting and without losing a fair bit of strength and muscle. It really depends on what you mean exactly, because then people rate aggressive on so many different parts of the spectrum. And then, really, if you're cutting and you're not gaining size or maintaining muscle, strength will strength and performance will decrease. So for beginners, they can decrease fat depending on on how overweight they are in the beginning and still gain strength, but this is only short term. So it really just depends on very specific numbers. Which one of these options are the best? Online coaching, in real life coaching, or an app? I'm a year and a half into lifting and you're an intermediate. You want a coach to hit your goals and to get stronger. You feel like you plateaued in the routines I've been running and you want just extra training to help you. Really, you can't go wrong with any. Personally, I haven't hired any coach. Could be a mistake on my part, but I think for me, I won't ingrain how to self program and how to react and adjust programming if I don't experience it myself. So this is the best way I learn. But if you need someone that is guiding you or need someone that just gives you that extra bit of nudge and guidance and you can afford that, that would be helpful. And for a lot of people, learning from someone who's been there before is the fastest way you're going to make progress. But it depends on your learning style. If you're trying to lose fat, you weigh very little, 56 kilograms, that's very light. You've lost all the weight, but there's still some fat in the stomach region. But you were doing body weight exercises and you thought about running, and you have muscle on other body parts but don't want to lose them. Should you do cardio? You can't really lose fat in specific areas, just overall percent body fat. It's been a huge myth in the industry, and they're exploiting many novices and people who are unaware very well. So you just need to understand that it's not about losing certain fat percentages in a certain area. It's about overall how you feel and being realistic with your goals. So the answer to that is you cannot lose fat in specific areas. Maintenance is 2,000 calories. You're eating at 1,600. You can try and get real fat to enter a lean bulk. Slowly increasing calories 100 per week, and now you're at 2,000 since 2 days ago. Can you add 200 today or give it a few more weeks on maintenance? Usually, you can start increasing the amount of calories very slowly every week. I've read books about reverse dieting and how they're slowly increasing calories 50 to 100 each week, but you have to make sure that the weight on the scale is to, consistent with what the numbers you are expecting for that entire week. You don't have access to the gym and be doing leg days without any resistance, but you thought about using resistance bands for squats and deadlifts to build more muscle. Can anyone recommend a brand or set of resistance bands for you? You're a collegiate athlete and you're looking for some heavy duty bands, just go on Amazon. You Anything works. You're a newbie, you've been lifting for a year since last March. Current current bench is 185, current overhead press 125, current squat 210, current deadlift one rep max 255. You made zero progress body wise. And you feel like all the extra calories went to your stomach and not in your muscle, so it gave you a bigger gut. You're skinny fat to begin with. You feel like zero to little muscles added. You push your workouts, extremely dedicated diet wise. Your lifts went up, but physical work has not changed. Was something wrong? I think you're being maybe too extreme with how you're judging yourself. Because really, if you're unless you're lying about tracking your calories, there's just no way that that's possible. And really, if you're on a program, you said that you're on 531, boring but big, and you're on a bulk, yeah, you're just filling out your frame at this point. You're a girl, 105 pounds, you want to maintain a healthy weight and as much muscle as possible, new to fitness. Would you be doing a cut or bulk to gaining weight? And would you get there by doing regular and consistent full body workouts or just getting your protein up? Start by eating at maintenance levels. Pick a barbell program or just anything you're interested in. Start lifting weights and take it from there. You're on linear progression. You hit a 110-kilogram deadlift for 2 reps, lost all motivation, finished the set. Never happened to you before. And then you finish off with a lighter set. And you're wondering, is this normal or something overload? Maybe you had a bad day, maybe not. You just have to take note of what happened and continue on. In the long run, this shouldn't be a huge issue. because you are being consistent, and that's what matters, and you're accumulating volume. So I'll answer one more question. Does the weight change for frozen food? Do you calculate calories different? Calories are calories, in my opinion, and what matters is if you're doing a diligent calculation and then your weight stays the same, then you'll count it as the same. But you shouldn't really stress yourself over those minute details. That's something that shouldn't really have any impact. Okay, so just doing this sample live stream of answering questions, and that'll be it for today. Thanks for listening.